Number 1 problem. A diesel cycle operates with a compression ratio of 13.5 and with a cutoff occurring at 6% of the stroke state is defined by 14 psia and 140 F. For the hot air standard with K is equals to 1.34 and for an initial fit compute, so ang hahanapin natin is yung A, yung T2, P2, B2, and B3, P4, and T4. Next is yung QR. Then, sa given natin, RK is equals to 13.5, P1 is equals to 14 PSIA, T1 is equals to 140 F plus 460 is equals to 600, K is equals to 1.34, B1 is equals to 1 P3. So, sa solution, CB is equals to R is over K minus 1 equals 53.35 over 778 times 134 minus 1. CB is equals to 0.202 BTU over LBMOR. M is equals to P1B1 over RT1. P1 is equals to 14 PSIA. B1 is equals to 1 P3 over RT1 is equals to 57.35 times 600 Rankine. M is equals to 0.063 pounds. Sa point 2 natin, ang hahanapin natin is yung T2. T2 is equals to T1 times RK raised to K minus 1. T2 is equals to 600 times 13.5 raised to 1.34 minus 4. T2 is equals to 1453.666. Next is yung P2. P2 is equals to P1 times B1 over B2 raised to K. P2 is equals to 14 PSIA times 13.5 raised to 1.34. P2 is equals to 457.905 PSIA. Sa point 3 natin, B3 is equals to B2 plus 0.06 times B1 minus B2. B3 is equals to B2, yung 0.074 feet plus 0.06 times B1 1 feet minus 0.074 B3 is equals to 0.2956 feet 3. Next is yung T3 is equals to B3 T2 over B2. T3 is equals to 0.12956 feet 3 times 1453.666 over 0.074. T3 is equals to 2,545.094. And sa point 4 natin, which is yung T4, T4 is equals to T3 B3 over B4 raised to K minus 1. Sa T4 is equals to 2,545.094 times 0.12956 feet 3 over 1 feet. T4 is equals to 1,270.410. Sa P4 natin, which is P4 is equals to 457.905 PSIA. P4 is equals to 29.613 PSIA. QA is equals to MCP times T3 minus T2. QA is equals to 0.063 times 0.271 times 2545.0411. QA is equals to 18.634 BTU. Sa W net natin, E is equals to 0.542 and yung final answer niya is 238.255 HP. Next, problem number 2. There are supplied 317 kJ over cycle QA to an ideal diesel engine operating on 227 GM air. P1 is equals to 97.91 kPa. T1 is equals to 48.9. At the end of compression, P2 is equals to 3930 kPa. Determine the RKC, RE, WNet, and PM. Sa given natin, Q is equals to 317 kJ, M is equals to 227 grams times 1 kilogram over 1,000 gram equals to 0.227 kilogram. P1 is equals to 97.91 kPa or 97910 PA. P2 is equals to 3930 kPa. At point 1, B1 is equals to MRT1 over P1. B1 is equals to 0.227 kilogram times 0.287 times 1,000 times 321.9 K over 97910 PA. B1 is equals to 0.214 M3. At point 2, P1 B1 is equals to P2 B2. B2 is equals to B1 times P1 over P2 raised to 1 over K. B2 is equals to 0.214 M3 times 97.91 over 3930 kPa raised to 1 over 1.4. B2 is equals to 0.015 M3. Sa T2, T2 is equals to T1 times P2 over P1 raised to K minus 1, which is 321.9 K. 3930 kPa over 9791 kPa. T2 is equals to 924.448 K. At point 3, T3 is equals to 317 kJ over MCP, which is 0.227 kg times 1.0062 kJ over kg times K plus 924.448 K. Our T3 is equals to 2312 times 319 K. And next is yung B3, which is B2 is equals to 015 M3. T3 is equals to 2312.319 K over T2 924.448 K. B3 is equals to 0.038 M3. Sa point 4, T4 is equals to T3, which is 2312.319 K over B3 0.038 M3 over B4 0.214 M3 is equals to 1158.232 K. Next is in letter B, C is equals to B2 over BD. B2 is equals to 0.015 M3 over 0.199 M3. C is equals to 0.075. Next is yung REC is equals to 0.2533. W net is equals to 180.576 kJ. And sa E, W net is equals to QA 180.576 kJ over 317 kJ. E is equals to 56.964%. And sa F is equals to 180.576 kJ over 0.199 M3. PM is equals to 907.417 kPa. Sa problem number 3, in an ideal diesel engine, compression is from 14.7 psia, ATP, 143 CUP to psia. Then 16 BTU cycle are added as heat. Make computation for cold air standard. Sa given natin, P1 is equals to 14.7 psia. T1 is equals to 80 plus 460 is equals to 540. P2 is equals to 500 psia. B1 is equals to 1.43 feet, QA is equals to 16 BTU. At point 2, ang hahanapin natin is yung B2, which is formula niya is yung B1 times P1 over P2 raised to 1 over K. Sa B1 natin, B1 is equals to 143 feet cube times P1, which is 14.7 PSIA over P2, which is 500 PSIA times 1 over K, which is 1.4. B2 is equals to 0.115 feet cube. RK, formula niya is B1 over B2. RK is equals to B1, which is 143 over B2, 0.115. RK is equals to 9.226. So, sa T2 naman, which is, formula niya is T1 times P2 over P1 raised to K minus 1. T2 is equals to 1479.138. At point 3, ang hahanapin natin is yung T3, B3. Sa T3 natin, 16 BTU over 0.10516 times 0.54 plus 1479.138. T3 is equals to 2114.059. Sa B3, formula niya is B2 T3 over T2. B3 is equals to 0.115 times T3, which is 2114.059 over T2, 1479.138. B3 is equals to 0.164 P3. Sa point 4, ang hahanapin natin is yung T4 and P4. T4 is equals to 889.038. P4, ang formula niya is P3 times B3 over B4. P4 is equals to P3, which is 500 PSIA times B3, 0.164 feet cube over 1.43. P4 is equals to 24,115 PSIA. Next is yung W net, 9.783 BTU. Next is yung next problem in number 4. What is the final temperature after compression of a diesel cycle if the initial temperature is 32 and the clearance is 8%? So, sa given natin, T1 is equals to 32 plus 273 equals 305K. C is equals to 8% or 0.08. So, ang hahanapin natin sa point 2 is equals to T2. T2 is equals to T1 over B1 over B2 raised to 1 minus K. T2 is equals to 305K over 13.5 raised to 1.1.4. T2 is equals to 863.840K. Next, problem number 5. There are supplied 400 kJ over cycle to an ideal diesel engine operating on 500 gram air. P1 is equals to 100 kPa. T1 is equals to 50. At the end of compression, P2 is 4,000 kPa. Determine the effective pressure of the engine. So, sa given natin, meron tayong QA is equals to 400 kilojoule. M is equals to 500 grams times 1 kilogram over 1,000 grams is equals to 0.5 kilogram. P1 is equals to 100 kPa. pag natin siya is equal siya ng 100,000 PA. P2 is equals to 4,000 kPa or 400,000 PA. At point 1, ang hahanapin natin is yung B1. B1 is equals to MRT, which is 0.5 kg times 0.287 times 323K over 100,000 PA. B1 is equals to 0.464 m³. At point 2, T2 is equals to T1 times P2 over P1, K minus 1. T2 is equals to 323K times 4,000 kPa over 100 PA. T2 is equals to 926.689K. At B2, P1 B1 is equals to P2 B2. B2 is equals to 0.464 m³ times 100 kPa over 4,000 kPa raised to 1 over 1.4. B2 is equals to 0.033 m³. At point 3, gagamitin natin yung formula ng heat added then shift solved. QA is equals to MCP times T3 minus T2. QA is equals to 400 is equals to MCP, which is 0.5 kg times T3 1.062, then T3 is equals to 1,721.760 K. Sa B3 naman, B3 is equals to B2 T3 over T2. B3 is equals to 0.33 m³ times 1,721.760 K over 926.689 K. B3 is equals to 0.061 m³. At point 4, T4 is equals to T3 over B3 B4. T4 is equals to 1,721.760 K over 0.061 m³ over 0.464 m³ raised to 1 minus 1.4. T4 is equals to 764.711 K. So QR is equals to 158.707 kilojoule. Then sa PM natin, PM is equals to 559.845 kPa. BD is equals to B1 minus B2. BD is equals to B1, which is 0.464 m³ minus B2, which is 0.033 m³. BD is equals to 0.431 m³.